Good morning, everybody. Helga Seetson is supposed to be here, but I don't think he realized it's 7 a.m. It's a little tough for newly elected president. So I'm going to get started, and he can show up in the end, and then we can all get to meet him. So I'm Shri. I know most of you. I am chair of marketing for SID. I'm one of literally hundreds of volunteers that do many things for SID. And today our intent is to give you a little bit of overview as what to expect this entire week, and also our team here in marketing is your support organization to help you with resources, with questions, and right from the time when you stepped in, you got your passes and so on and so forth. So that is the team. So before I get started, because sometimes I tend to forget this, let's start things a little bit different this time. I get a lot of credit for a lot of marketing, only when it goes well, of course. I would say in general, 98% of the time it goes well, but it's the 2% that they highlight to me saying, sure, we failed here and there, so on and so forth. But this is due to a team. Internally, I've got Tara Akawan, who's vice chair of marketing, that helps. And she's not physically here, but she'll be around, and she's a big part of our team. Externally, we've got a team, and I wanted to recognize the individuals on the team first before I get started with my presentation. So Neil Levitt, who is, please stand up, Neil, so everybody can see who you are. He's been championing and helping us externally, despite a great personal loss recently. He really stepped up and he has helped us. And I can tell you that our numbers, pre-registration numbers, are looking extremely good. And I'll give you some additional details as we go along. And then Tabor Ames is not here in the room, but he's also new to the team and has been helping us with both the database and other activities, particularly promoting messaging and targeting audiences, so on and so forth. Anna Tackett is new to the team this year. She's the one that greeted you when you got here, and she's been helping us reach out to as many people as possible. We actually, this year, we have more than twice the number of journalists and analysts that are registered to be here, which is to a great deal thanks to Anna. And then last but not the least, somebody that's been putting everything together, writing all of the messaging and copy and so on and so forth, is Lisa Brown-Valentino on our team, and she's been a big star for us in marketing. Outside of this, there are others that have helped marketing tremendously. Jenny Donlan, who's here, has been a huge supporter and help for marketing. Usually what she does is she finds the mistakes that we make, which is a big help for us. And then MCA was helping us last year, but now we have Lisa Gillett Martin out of the MCA team, who's physically not here, but also helping us in marketing. So it takes a very large team of people to come together and help with this. With that, let me get started. My intent is to finish quickly so that you'll have adequate time to go to the next meeting and so on and so forth. Welcome, Flora. For those of you that are not familiar with SID, we are headquartered in Silicon Valley. We are a volunteer-led team, and we, in recent past, I have been saying this is probably the best show in the world when it comes to display technology. And many of you that have been here for many years, some of you even longer than I, know this to be true. We have over 5,000 members. The membership really goes up at this event. And we have many chapters all around the world, including student chapters. We are celebrating 56 years. It started right here in LA in 1962. Okay. I'm going to go over some of the Display of the Year awards that were given out and announced already. Apple iPad Pro display was, as well as the Sharp 70-inch 8K LCD TV, were the two winners of the Display of the Year. Display Application of the Year was also for the Apple iPhone X, as well as the LG display, the UHD Crystal Sound OLED device. The display components were given to Continental Automotive 3D Surface Touch Surface, as well as Colin Industry with their colorless polyimide, and Synaptics got one for the fingerprint sensor. This is pretty much easy for those of you who've been going to Display Week for a long time. Usually we have conferences and exhibits and symposium, and these are some of the major blocks of things that you can see, and we'll go over some of those details as well. I'm going to quickly go through what's going to happen on each day, so you have the highlights. Today we'll have keynotes from 3 people. The CEO of Visionox, Dr. Zhang, will be giving the first keynote, followed by Douglas Landman from Oculus Research, the Facebook company. Will do the second keynote, and then the third one will be by Dr. Hiroshi Amano, who's a Nobel Prize winner, and he'll be giving the third keynote. The ribbon cutting will occur at 10:30, so the keynotes will typically get done by around 10-ish, so we have a little bit of time for the ribbon cutting, and then the floors open following that for everybody to go see. We have the Investors Conference this year. It is very different from the investor conference that you've been to in the last few years, and when you look at the agenda, you will understand more. There are hedge fund managers, there are venture capitalists, there are private equity players all present, and also we have a number of smaller companies that are looking for funding also presenting at that event. The Market Focus Conference, also produced by DSCC, will be about automotive as the theme. That begins at 11 a.m. After all of the keynotes and so on. As you know, we get some of our funds from sponsors. For the media sponsorship, this sponsorship is done by Demenco, and they are hosting a press luncheon right here in this room at noon. So I'd greatly appreciate if all of you can come back here at noon and meet with them. Their CEO will make some announcements today about some new stuff they are going to be launching, and Helga will be there to inaugurate that event, and so we will have an opportunity to catch up and understand all the different things they're doing. LCD's 50th anniversary is being celebrated, and that event starts at 2 p.m. This afternoon, followed by a reception. There is, and then obviously the technical symposium goes through all the way through Friday. It's already started. We have the themes this year, or the key topics are AI, AR, VR, of course, quantum dots, micro LEDs, which is quite popular these days, wearable display sensors and devices. iZone has always been quite popular for us, and it comes back this year also. And then there's the Exhibitors Forum, which we started a couple of years ago. Yes.
Just a quick question, Sri. Is the iZone open for the whole show?
Yes.
On the program?
Yeah.
So it's not just the...
No. And this year the iZone is split into 2 areas. So we had a lot of applicants, and we have selected 47 companies this year, and they're in 2 different areas rather than put all 47 in one place. And it becomes very difficult. We've got half of them in one side of the exhibit hall, the other.
Is that in the exhibit hall?
Yeah, it's in the exhibit hall. Okay. On Wednesday, we have the Immersive Experience Conference, and Mark Finn, who was going to lead that, unfortunately is not able to be here, but we have Barry Young, who will be chairing that. The first ever student job fair will start at 8:30 in the morning, and we think this is going to be wonderful. There are, I believe, Bruce told me there are like 96 students signed up so far, and at least over a dozen companies also have signed up. They all have jobs and they want to meet the students. iZone winner will be announced at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have the Display Industry Awards and the Best in Show Awards at lunchtime. And the CEO Forum is a new event for SID. Last couple of years, I've been moderating a CMO forum. It turns out we don't have that many CMOs in our industry, so I decided, well, we'll try the CEO Forum. This is, this is one of these areas of opportunity in the industry. But the CEO Forum has 4 CEOs on a panel, and I will be moderating that session on Wednesday. Following that will be Women in Technology. We kicked off this event last year, and this is something I feel very passionate about. Last 3-4 years, we've been talking about it, and then I said, heck with it. I'm not going to wait for some sanction by somebody. I'm just going to go do it. And last year we did it, we ended up that our moderator couldn't travel because of an Iranian passport. So, we don't have that issue this year, though I don't think our relationship with Iran has necessarily improved in the last 1 year. But that's going to be a very exciting event. We have some really incredible women panelists, so if you're able to go, please do. And there may be some opportunities to talk to some of them right after the session. Following that event, we will also have a reception. So that event goes up to 5 to 6, we'll have a reception in the adjoining conference room. And then the special networking event is at the California Science Center. On Thursday, obviously, it's, the exhibits go only up to 2 o'clock, and there's also poster sessions on Thursday. Okay, that gives you sort of a glimpse, particularly if you're sort of new to Display Week. Here are the panelists in the Women in Technology Forum. And I'm not going to go through all of the details, and you can, you have this information in various brochures online, as well as the online app that we have. But Tara Akawan, who's our vice chair for marketing, will be moderating that event. Here's a CEO forum with 4 CEOs, and I will be moderating this forum. The LCD anniversary event, would be between 2 and 5 p.m. This afternoon. Please attend. And you see the names of the speakers. They're literally who's who in the industry. There are some of the people that, to me, these are my heroes of people that have invented some of the basic technologies, have really pioneered the industry. Hot topics: automotive, AR, VR, the TV market, and flexible OLEDs, reflective displays, and then digital signage. These are some of the topics both in the symposium, as well as you will see evidence of these being exhibited in the hall as well. So every year we request our exhibitors to give us a slide to showcase their technology. And hopefully when they see this video, we are videotaping this event, and we will put this out, so hopefully more companies will participate. Not everybody does, and you'll see that I'm not going to give you a full representation of everything on the show floor, but there are a few that we will talk about. Tianma has got a touch product that they will, and they would like for you to come and take a look at that. Abrisa has a process that they would like to share with you. In the material section, there's C3 Nano in the Nagase booth that has got a flexible touch sensor. Under equipment, we've got 3D Micromech, who's also going to be showcasing. Univision display, I would have expected them to also show displays, but they're going to show a touch product which is, can work under saltwater environments. Going to be pretty cool. I always love those kind of demos when they have a tap of water and dirt and all of this stuff showing these products. PPG Industries will also be showcasing their products. They have a lot of coating materials and things like that that benefit our industry. Clear Ink, one of the companies I'm associated with, is showing an e-paper product with improvements over their performance from last year. Flex Enable will show a flexible LCD product, and this will also be one of these things that, for those of you who've been at Display Week last several years, we keep talking about flexible, and here's an opportunity to see some product with a company that's made pretty tremendous progress. Nanosys will exhibit quantum dots, of course. This has always been a very popular theme in the last 2-3 years. I think this will continue. Toyo Corporation will also demonstrate some of their products, particularly their ion impurity measurement systems. Schott, who we always think of as a glass company, is going to be focused on some products, also glass-based, but focusing on AR. In the iZone, we have Polar Screens that will be doing a demo of their 24-inch 3D holographic display. Also, Lighteous will be demonstrating their flexible OLED, also in the iZone. Visionect is a company that takes e-paper products and makes signage out of them, and they will be demonstrating also in the iZone. Under manufacturing, we have Rocktech Displays that would be showing a HMI board in their booth. And this is our sponsor, Demenco. I don't believe anybody from Demenco is here physically, right? But yeah, please do show up here at noon. We've got not our regular lunch, we've got a special lunch, as well as you get to meet them, and they're going to announce some product offering at that event. To sort of summarize and catch up with, in terms of resources, these are on the top of the press room hours when this room will be open, 7 to 6 today. Same thing tomorrow, and then 8 to 2 on Thursday. And then there are passwords and opportunity to get information from us. In general, speak to Lisa or Anna, and they'll help you with whatever you need. One of the things that has been requested to us from some of the exhibitors is that before you start filming or doing something in an exhibit booth, please ask them permission. Sometimes they have a product that they don't really wish to showcase right away. Okay, so that is my presentation, and I have probably one more slide. If you are doing social media postings, please tag us as follows with Display Week 18. And next year we will be in San Jose, back in Silicon Valley. I want to say a couple of more things, and then I'll probably invite Helga to come and say a few words as the new president, incoming president at SID. So our numbers are up, pre-registration numbers are up, and they're up pretty significantly. The last 2 days we are seeing increase well over 15%. Okay. We did not expect this kind of increase in LA because we don't have a lot of walk-in traffic, but this has been tremendous. A great thanks to the team that I previously introduced that have been able to market the event. I mentioned to you among the journalists and analysts registered, we have almost twice the number as last year. And then registrations are up. Across the board, we've got some really fantastic numbers. And I think this is going to be a very, very good show. With that, Dr. Helga Seetsen, President of SID.
Good morning, everybody. Clap afterwards. So, welcome to Display Week. Thank you, Shmi, for as she just mentioned, Display Week is bigger than ever. Do I need this? Yeah. Okay. So I just saw the numbers this morning. We are 500 attendees up from last year, and that's last year end of show. So the fact that we are only really at the opening day of the show, really, I mean, there's a bit of precursor activity, means we have the potential to be quite high up. We're over almost 1,000 people up compared to 2 years ago. And so that's tremendous growth. We've seen this also in individual events. As Sri mentioned, we're up really on every single event at some level or another. But some of the events are really out of bounds that actually send our organization team scrambling. For example, I just saw that the CEO Forum has over 1,000 people registered. Yes. You know how insane that is? And other events, other sort of add-on events that we thought would draw a few hundred. The Women in Tech Forum had, I think, 600 people or something signed up. So I strongly encourage you to join those events in addition to obviously seeing all the core program. There seems to be quite a buzz there. The other appeal, I guess, I would like to make to you is, as you will hear in a few minutes in my welcoming remarks if you're attending the keynote session, I very strongly am committed during my presidency, which started 48 hours ago. And so for the next 2 years, I'm very strongly committed to opening SID up to a broader community. And so not just Display Week, but the society. I hope that the sort of early initiatives that we've made in terms of opening up to the business community, opening up to women, opening up to younger participants, we can carry that through not just at Display Week, but at the society as a whole. And so, if there's a story lead that is maybe not as technical and not as detailed, maybe that's the lead. And I'm happy to be available for interviews. We've made a lot of initiatives. We've just opened up officially days ago a second headquarters in China that will allow us to open regional expansion in Asia. We have undergone a whole bunch of efforts to embrace diversity in the society, including the Women in Tech Forum and a bunch of other things that Sri has been incredibly champion of. You see on the business side, we are trying to bring in people who don't necessarily maybe have a technical background, but are contributors to the business community. For example, just last night, we handed over the inaugural David Sonoff Industrial Achievement Award, which is now one of the top awards at Display Week that actually honors the commercialization of technologies rather than the sort of necessary technical development. And so, there's a long list more of things that are happening under the hood to broaden the scope of the society, reach out and encourage diversity regionally, gender, age, and all categories. Because we do live in the 21st century. I have to admit, we come from Canada, where we have a head of state that believes very strongly in those things. And I was actually kind of small enough that I was speaking with him recently. And his famous answer of why half the Canadian cabinet has women is because it's 2000, well, when he said it, it was 2016. It's time for SID to head there too. So with that, I would love to speak to all of you, though now we have to head to the keynotes. But I am available anytime. Sri has my contact. If I can help any of you, please just give me a ping. Thank you very much.